there, so we're good to go now. We're good to go.
All right. Well, since Gary's here, we're going to start with the most controversial topic of the evening. That is the Haley Berry, not Halle Berry, but Haley Berry.
That was Haley Bailey.
Haley Bailey, whatever the hell her name is. See, I'm getting it
Oh, I thought it was Halle Berry.
You thought it was the old lady? Like she's fucking.
Yeah.
I think some of the websites have reported it as Halle Berry. We're going to be looking at the Little Mermaid trailer. It's the live action Disney Little Mermaid trailer. Now, they have replaced the traditional look of the Little Mermaid with a black actress. I think she's also a singer. Might be a singer.
Yeah.
I see there's a lot of backlash over this, and I'm very confused by this because this has been announced like years ago.
Right. This was about 3 years ago.
Yeah, people have known, right? This is like something they've been outraged 3 years ago about this. I mean, the outrage would have died down already.
No, I'm still outraged. But I think it has to do with just the simple fact that The Little Mermaid is when Disney movies really started to get good. Like, I mean, really good when they hit that block of, span of 4 or 5 movies that were just really solid Disney movies. And like I said before the show started, Little Mermaid is probably my second favorite of all time. It hangs right in there with like Lion King and Aladdin. I think it's better than those 2 movies. I know that's saying a lot, but yeah, I think we need to get into it. I think I'm one of those people who are still outraged by it.
And it's funny because there's actually 2 Little Mermaid movies that were announced, and they both had outrage over the actress chosen as Ariel. Because one is the Disney version, which is what we're going to go over. And there was another one, I think by Universal, maybe. It was just like based on the fairy tale more than the Disney movie. We're going to take a look at this trailer. I have not seen the trailer. I've only heard all the outrage. So it is Haley Bailey. It's a weird name. I would change my name if that was it. Rhyming names.
Yeah, not so good.
We all excited? Look at this.
No.
Disney 100, the new logo. Well, the underwater looks pretty good already.
Who's supposed to be playing her father? Isn't it like The Rock?
I have no idea. I could look it up after.
They should have got Jason Momoa.
Yeah, that would make it part of the DC universe, or what? I see something in the chat. We got to put an end to this right now, real quick. Where is it?
Are we talking about
MIDI music forever is completely wrong on this. It says The Lion King was supposed to be an original story, but it's a ripoff of Kimba the White Lion. This is 100% factually incorrect. Kimba the White Lion is actually nothing like The Lion King. The original Kimba the White Lion, the original cartoon, the first version that was produced, is nothing like The Lion King. Later on, there was a second Kimba the White Lion that was produced after The Lion King, in which they actually ripped off some of the Lion King stuff in some of the shots. And then people on YouTube have used the second Kimba the White Lion movie and misattributed the scenes to the first movie, claiming that The Lion King had ripped off Kimba. So no, Kimba the White Lion is nothing. There's no scene in The Lion King where Simba takes the corpse of his father Mufasa and parades around. That's actually in the Kimba the White Lion cartoon. Kimba the White Lion also does not have a Timon and Pumbaa. There is no Scar as the main villain. There's many, many differences in Kimba in The Lion King. It's totally ridiculous. So, sorry. And Little Movie Perp is correct. The Lion King is actually more closely related to Hamlet. Now, one of the reasons why there's this confusion over the Kimba Lion King thing is because Matthew Broderick stupidly said in an interview he thought he was auditioning for Kimba the White Lion, that he thought Disney was making a Kimba movie. So people have taken that and go, well, see, Disney told Matthew Broderick he was going to voice Kimba. They obviously were doing Kimba the White Lion. And then there's a production still, I think it's like a concept art in which Simba is actually white instead of his yellow color. So those two pieces of information people have taken and went, see, Disney must have ripped off Kimba. And then they completely changed the story so that nobody would know.
Yeah. On another little tangent, if you actually want to look at a movie that Disney, I think this is true, did rip off, look at The Cobbler and the Thief, and that was basically spun into Aladdin.
Yeah. So there you go. I hope we finally put that to rest, but probably not. There will be people on the internet still claiming Disney ripped off Kimba and that I'm an evil bootlicking corporate sellout or something. But let's look at this Little Mermaid. It's only we're like 50 minutes.
It's very short. Yeah, it's really short.
Out of the sea, wish I could be part of that
How's the film not yet rated? Right? Shouldn't they just automatically slap a G on it, like fucking
rated R?
So, really, there's nothing in this trailer, even like.
Oh, there's a lot in this trailer that pisses me off.
What pisses you off in this trailer?
Okay, so let's dive into it. First off, we don't obviously it's a teaser trailer, so we don't get to see what the hell's the fish's name? Flounder.
Right. There's no Flounder in the trailer. There's no Sebastian.
Right. No
Triton. None of the other characters are in the trailer. Let's just say that. Right.
So obviously it's a teaser trailer. That's a bummer. It's not really a big deal. Obviously we'll get to see those in due time. The second issue I have is going to be how the musical parts, the singing is going to be handled. Now, if I think she's going to do a good job, but if you pay attention to that, she's got that like Whitney Houston like diva, the way she hits one of those notes. And I hope it doesn't take away from the original scores and music. Obviously they're going to do their own thing here.
What do you think it's going to be? 1 Inch Bicep says Under the Sea. It's going to be like Ugandan Knuckles.
Well, that's what I said, like Caribbean. Like I hope they try to stick as close as they can. From the beginning of that, it sounded really good. Like it sounds like they're staying close to it and that they're not going to derive too much from it. I hope they stick close. I think that's really what makes these make or break. People are playing on this. Well, Disney's playing on nostalgia, right? So if you're going to play on that, then it needs to be close. And that's one that we come to the biggest issue I have, and the issue that's was talked about 3 years ago when this was announced, is that obviously we're race swapping Ariel, and to me, she does not pull it off. She does not look like Ariel to me at all. And I just have a big problem with it. You know, I've talked about it on the show before. It's just when the character doesn't look like the character, it takes me out of, like, especially a Disney movie that I absolutely love. So
well,
that's just all there is to say about it.
But like Gary, this is like a new interpretation of The Little Mermaid. You're not really the target audience as like
so if it's okay, so here's the thing. If it's going to be a new interpretation, why try to do the nostalgia grab and use everything that made the original good?
Well, first off, hold on. First off, we don't know what they're using because they haven't shown us anything other than this.
Well, the song obviously Under the Sea, the song is damn near Under the Sea song. So
yeah, but what I'm saying is we don't even know the story. There might be changes to the story in this new version. I know there was changes to like the Jungle Book when they made the transition to live action. There was changes to the Lion King.
I
I'm
believe
sure
Beauty
there's
and the
going to be
Beast was the
changes to
same way
this.
too. Well, yeah.
So Bob is correct. It is a new interpretation. I think for me, one of my issues with this is they obviously dyed her hair, right? She's red.
hmm
They should have dyed it deeper red, right? Or make that red stand out like fucking like Ariel's
I
hair.
think you're right, and I think that could be a big thing. And I can't tell if her hair is just like matted, or if it's got like, or if it's more like a dread.
I think
I
it's
can't. I
braids.
can't. Is it braids? I can't tell.
Let me
I
see if I
can't
can
quite tell.
No, it's an as HD as it gets. It looks braids. Here's one of my issues, and people are going to get upset with me for saying this. I don't know if our viewers can see this, but she has acne scars and stuff, right?
Yes, on her forehead, and they didn't cover it. They didn't touch it up. I noticed that too.
I would
It's
have
very
touched that up.
distracting.
Like, I know, beauty. Everybody's beautiful, and we shouldn't point this stuff out, but it is distracting.
It's Hollywood, right? It's Hollywood. You wouldn't have like an actress with a big goiter on her neck, right?
Well, what's her name? The one who was in Sherlock Holmes. What the hell's her name? She played the in Doctor Strange. She was a love interest.
Oh, yes. Rachel McAdams has and it's very distracting. Yes,
but they used to cover it up for years and years. They covered it up, and no one knew she had one until she decided she didn't want to cover it up no more.
And she's getting a bit older, so it's getting a more gnarly and prominent. So yeah, I agree. It's Hollywood, right? I mean, these people were, they're always the image of beauty and the perfection, and for it to kind of not be touched up. I did notice that the first time I watched it. It was like my attention was drawn off of the actress. So it's a good point.
Okay, so one of the other things that is weird to me, and again, don't take this in a racial way, but if you're gonna have Halle Bailey being Ariel, then Javier Bardem has no business being fucking King Triton. Right? You can't just throw like just everybody into this. Like, it doesn't make sense.
We got the good actors though, the good ones.
Melissa McCarthy is Ursula.
What?
Yeah, she's no. That's a terrible casting. Ursula's supposed to be scary and like
yes.
Melissa McCarthy can't pull that off.
She's gonna bring too much. Like she's gonna try. Yes. Her. I don't mind her in certain movies, but yeah, I think that was a bad cast.
Melissa McCarthy as Ursula.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I love Melissa McCarthy, but I don't think she can be intimidating enough to be Ursula.
Do you see who would have pulled that role off really good though?
Roseanne.
What's that one? What's the British blonde that lost the weight recently?
Oh, do you mean Rebel Wilson?
Yeah, would she have been able to? You think she would have been able to get a good raspy voice for Ursula?
Probably, but again, I don't think she's very intimidating. She's usually very goofy.
Right.
Who voiced Ursula in the original?
Let
me see.
He's a famous voice actor.
Pat Carroll.
Big time.
Yeah. She did a good job. But I don't think Melissa McCarthy is going to pull it off. Tyler Perry as Medea? Yeah, that would have been pretty good. I mean, because again, if you're going to change Ariel to be a black actress, right? Then change everyone, right? Don't just like pick and choose. Like, oh, you're still white and you're still, you're a Spanish dude, and you're like, it's just weird. Even the prince, right? So they changed Ariel to a black mermaid. John Howard King, a white dude, he's playing Prince Eric. So it's still set in the White Kingdom, I guess.
Well, here's my theory behind that. And don't take this the wrong way. And I don't want to be that guy, but if you were to go with let's say you went with like almost a pure all black cast, do you think that would hurt their sales in the in the box office ultimately with white viewers? I mean, just to say, like, I mean, when I mean, how much do like white people or the white community enjoy like watching like the BET channel or something that's prominently black? I mean, like, how good when is what's the last big movie from the black community that was kind of like an all majority black cast that was really accepted, that did very well?
I don't know, but there's a lot of like movies which I love, which are very based around black culture, like, and other stuff. Like, I thought Black Panther was one of the best movies in the entire MCU, especially the acting and the wide variety of casting they did with all the actors. I love all the kind of like How High, Friday, Another Hood, like, even like there's some new TV shows in the UK. Like, yeah, like I'm quite interested. Like,
well, Jacob Tremblay is doing Flounder. David Diggs is doing Sebastian. This guy's hit or miss for me. He was in Hamilton and some other things. Aquafina is going to be Scuttle.
yes.
Bird. They got a new character. Apparently, there's a character called Queen Selena, which is new to the film, being played by Noma Dumenzeni. She's a British actress, but she's African descent.
Well, there you go. So we have our like you said, Bob. We have our different take that they're going to go.
But Prince Eric is still white. He's Jonah Andre Hauer King.
So
I don't know if maybe the king of the kingdom is going to be white, and then the queen's going to be black, and then the son is the white dude. I don't know. Javier Bardem, like I said, is King Triton. Melissa McCarthy.
Well, they're definitely nailing the diversity of this movie.
Yeah, I think one of the issues, and again, I'm not white, okay, so I keep getting called like a racist white dude whenever I say things. Weird. Earlier today, someone called me a racist white dude because I was talking about Riri Williams. But
you're not allowed to go there, Tony.
Yeah, I know. But here's the thing, right? If you cast black actors and actresses, right, and they don't act black, and I know that's going to sound weird, like act black. What is acting black, right? Then it's like, why did you cast them? Like, there's certain things, and I know, again, it's going to sound bad, right? But there are certain things that are culturally different between the races, right?
Oh, big time.
Things.
Living in near 5 minutes from Detroit. I mean, I deal with this on a daily basis. There are major cultural differences, and it's okay if you're not like, if black people are not into white culture, white people are not into black culture. It doesn't mean you're racist. I just think you have a preference. I mean, but there is, like you said, Tony.
Well, like I said, there are different things. Like
right.
It's just little things, the way their parents act, the leeway you get. If you're Mexican, you're going to put your pots and pans inside the oven. It's just the way it is.
Hey, I do that.
I can understand that with like a piece like was that movie Get Out or like something like that. But this is like a fantasy movie set under the sea with a mermaid. So. Like,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it is a European story, right? So right. I'm assuming that if they follow the Little Mermaid, they're going to act. They're not, the King Triton is not going to act like an African American king. He's going to act like a European king, right? So already now you got Javier Bardem, acting like a European royalty. The whole under the sea culture, what's it going to be like? Are they going to change it to be more African inspired, or is it going to remain the same? And if it remains the same, what was the point of casting African American actresses to play the mermaids? Right?
Well, wasn't Ariel, wasn't the Little Mermaid already like kind of like a Caribbean feeling? I know like King Triton was probably pretty typical white father, but
it was just the crab. The crab was the only thing that was Caribbean.
Right. The voice, and that's really the feel of it. Is I think the score for me, the music is fantastic in the original, and changing it up to have more of that, like if there's a lot of like an African theme to it, I think that'll be off-putting to me. Not that I hate that in every scenario. Like Bob said, I did like Black Panther a lot more than I gave it credit for initially after I'd watched it. But something like this is just, I don't know. I'm a stickler for it kind of staying in the realm of the original.
Rob Marshall is the director.
Personally, I don't mind with this like changing of the character. I think as long as if she's an actress and she's going to do the best job she can, and she's the best actress for the job, more power to her. But then it's Disney, so I don't know if they've hired her. Like, and the way they've put this trailer out and this stuff, I kind of wonder like if they're doing it on purpose to drum up more like attention because they know it's going to cause like people to discuss, kind of thing.
You mean like we're doing right now?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, would we be going into so much detail about this if it was a more stereotypical, traditional Little Mermaid?
It's a good point.
Looking actress.
Probably not. We probably would have talked about it, and that would have been that.
Little Movie Perp says the most important aspect is her voice. This is great casting based on that so far. Doesn't she remain silent through most of the movie? She only sings like one song.
No. Well, yeah, I guess she does. Yeah, she loses her voice. That's right. She gets her voice stolen from her.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but then the voice transfers over to Ursula for a little bit, right? Or how often does she use?
She doesn't. She just like has it in the
jar or whatever.
Yeah. So I don't know.
It's been such a long time since I've seen it.
I got to see more of this before I get outraged. I'm not outraged. I'm not outraged. I'm just like, I wish her hair was redder.
If she looked more the part, right? I think that could have went a long way, Tony. I think you're right. I think if they would have made it a really just bright fire red, that maybe that could have quelled the fact that they race swapped.
It's almost like a reddish brown. So, and I think her lips, I'm not sure if she's got lipstick on. Doesn't look like.
It looks like lipstick.
They shouldn't have had lipstick because she's underwater.
Right? Yeah, but doesn't she have ruby red? Doesn't Ariel have ruby red lipstick on?
I don't think so. I'm looking. My search history is gonna be all fucked up now. I'm looking up. No, yeah, she does have red lips. I guess I was wrong.
So they didn't want to go too crazy on it. I think they tried to just do a subtle. And I noticed that the hair it's a subtle red. It's not like it's not red. They definitely toned it down, but I agree. I think they could have pegged it up a few notches.
I'm saying it's Little Movie Perp says I'm saying it's the most integral part of the character, not her skin color, her voice. The entire movie revolves around her voice when she saves Eric in the beginning of the movie.
No, I agree. I think if the actress does a great job, I'll give her credit for it. I'm just saying the character to me, it's like if I replaced Ariel with Spider-Man, now we're like, what the fuck? This is not Ariel. That's what I'm trying to get to the point. And I've been consistent on everything I've said on this show before. I've been consistent when characters, especially from the MCU, don't look like, when they try to do a re-envisioning of the character, it always drives me nuts. The same thing with what's his name as the leader of S.H.I.E.L.D. What the hell's his name?
Nick Fury?
Remember. Yeah, Fury. And I envisioned the old white guy with white hair. So when they do that, not saying that Samuel L. Jackson was bad, I think he was fantastic for the part. But it's just one of those things that it irks me. I want to see the comic, like what I remember growing up with on the big screen.
But they wasn't on the big screen. They had him on the small screen because what's his name was Nick Fury originally in the on the made-for-TV movie. What's his name?
Hasselhoff. Hasselhoff. But you know what I mean, like a version for today, like the good Marvel movies. Not the late 80s shitty Hasselhoff.
I think it was like a 1998 or
early 90. Yeah, it would have been early 90. Yeah. But you know what I mean. Like I'm at least I'm fair across the board. I'm not saying that it's like, oh, she's black, so she's gonna. It's terrible. No, I'm pretty fair about the decision. You know, my opinion across the board. I've been consistent with it with most characters. You know, the Wolverine thing is my number one.
Right across the board. Don't worry about
of course.
Blinded
So
Grail, I see you popped in.
Yeah, what's up?
Did
What's
you
up,
want to yell at
everybody?
us about this? Or?
Not really. I don't really care if she was race swapped or not. I mean, the story takes place in the Caribbean, which, I mean, in the Caribbean, there's predominantly black people, so I'm not like fazed by this.
Does it take place in the Caribbean?
Yeah, the movie did, or at least the story is based off of. Whatever which way, someone could look it up.
I'm pretty sure Hans Christian Andersen based it off of the coast of like Norway or something like that.
I told you this is why I got called racist 3 years back when I detested this this whole thing. To me, she just doesn't fit the part. I mean, her voice might be great. That's fantastic, but I mean, why don't we change her entire look while we're at it? That's the whole point. I'm like, if you're going to do that, just change her look and make her look different. Make her look like like Bob said, re-envision her. Don't make her look like the original. Like I don't understand that. Like re-envision her.
It's called nostalgia bait.
But that's what I'm. Okay, so we do agree that they are trying.
I never
to hang
said I
on to
disagreed.
I'm just
really
saying.
care.
Right. I mean, but we can establish that they are trying to grab people of the original, right?
Yes, that's Disney's whole business model.
Right. While trying to stay current and woke or whatever the hell you want to call it. So.
Sure. I mean, the cast sounds like it's going to be like all over the place.
We lost you.
Oh yeah, someone was calling me. That's why. Give me a second.
No, but I think she'll do fine. I think from the voice, as long as she doesn't go to like soul, like diva Whitney Houston kind of singing,